clicking on the video. My name is Leah, and we're going to just be talking about my overall thoughts about the newest reality show to premiere on Netflix called Young, Famous, and African. So this series is 7 episodes currently. This is season 1, and the show primarily focuses on the young, the famous in South Africa. The cast is about 9 or 8 people deep. So we got a lot of people to like go over and discuss. But I chose to do it this way because I watched all 7 episodes on Sunday. And I just got a lot on my plate as it pertains to school. So I don't really got time to add another series to recap every week, because I want to be able to get things out to you guys in a timely fashion, because you matter. Know that. But let's get into it. I got a bone to pick with Miss Netflix. Girl, run me my fade for the way you ended this series on episode 7, and also for the way y'all did not promote this. So the way that I found out about this show is one of my Twitter followers, and we follow each other, mutuals. He was like, hey, calling all my Netflix, like not my Netflix, all of my Housewives fans, y'all need to get on a Young, Famous, and African. And I was like, what is that? So I go on Netflix and then I like Google as well. Y'all, I saw the like promotion photo and I said, this looked cheap. It looked cheap, and I don't know. I don't know. And mind you, and now that I've seen all 7 episodes, the promotion photo is trash, because their promotion photo is legitimately like still shots in each episode, from each episode, where they merged everybody together. And I was like, I feel like they could have definitely took a cast photo. Everybody would have been down for it, and I think it would have been so cohesive if they had them all in different colors, or like different shades of a color, like different shades of like browns or like greens or like, because they're a nice looking cast. So I was just like, oh, and the promo just made it look like a badly, like a C-list movie. It looked cheap. So I was like, I don't know if I want to watch this. Then I saw like the preview and I said, still, I don't know if I want to watch this. But I clicked on the first episode and I said, oh, so I'm going to watch this. Because I was like, oh, this is messy. And I was down with it. So I think Netflix did like a really poor job in like promoting this. Like, we have other like reality shows on Netflix. You got Bling Bling, Empire, Selling Tampa. I think it was like, I don't know the other one, like the white reality show, because but all 3 of those get pretty decent promotion. So I was just kind of like, I don't get why y'all didn't promote this. But then I thought maybe that this show might have came out in South Africa first, before it came to us in America. And if you don't know, like, Netflix in other countries have other content. Like, this one article that I don't know how it keeps tripping people up, especially in the anime community, where they'll constantly show that like they're uploading Miyazaki films. And if you don't know, that's just like a really well-known I should say Studio Ghibli films. That's a studio likened to almost like a Pixar or a Disney, but it based in Japan. And like, they always say they're going to add it to Netflix. And when people click on the article, they realize it's not America's Netflix. It's like Japan and other Asian countries' Netflix. So I don't get why people always fall for that trap. But I was thinking that maybe that's what happened, and that's why they didn't promote it, because the series was released on the 18th, last Friday. Then I was just angry about how the way it ended. Like, we ended on a cliffhanger, and I was like, this is not a drama. Why are we not finishing this unless I'm about to get a reunion, and we don't get a reunion? So I said, so why would you end it like this? Like, we're like I was annoyed. Like, that really pissed me off. Like, it really pissed me off, because it just ended. And then the part, and it was just so abruptly, and they didn't do like a like we see in most reality shows that are filmed here in America, where it's like they wrap everybody's story up, where you're like, oh, she's doing this now currently, or she's getting married, or she's starting her own business, or he, you know, reconnected with his father, whatever. We normally get that at the end of like almost every reality, like I mean every reality show. Excuse me. And if we don't get that, we get a reunion. And we not getting a reunion. So why would y'all leave this on a cliffhanger? I was annoyed. Like, y'all need to get beat up. Like, belt to the face. I was mad. But let's get into the person we're going to talk about is 36-year-old Akaini. I hope I'm saying her name right. She's an actress, media personality, businesswoman, and she also has a daughter who's 15 from her previous marriage. And she has a boyfriend who's an alleged fugitive named Akuzi. She got a lot going on. She also has the reputation of a gold digger. She tried to act like she was like slightly offended by it, but the truth of the matter is Akaini like expensive stuff. She like being wined and dined, and she really holds that men are supposed to treat her like the queen that she is. Like when she said men are like the police, or men should be like the police, serve and protect, she's like, protect me by protecting me from not having to pull out my card to pay for your sneakers. Serve me by giving me the bag that you just bought a few days ago. I said, ma'am, I did not like her until episode 4. In episode 4, she had a redeeming conversation with Annie, and I was like, okay, you're that type of person. Akaini is bitchy, and she can be very like, but if she cares about you and she loves you, she gonna give everybody who comes against you that and she's going to protect you. So I was like, okay, I like her. I really liked her. She was cool. The next people we have is Annie. Baby. Annie is 37. She's an actress, entertainer, model, and she has 2 kids with this artist named Tubaba. But his real name is Innocence, aka guilty and dog ass. You know what? You're wrong. So she opens up right away, y'all, with my first child with her husband was his 5th child, and she met him first. So there's like this blurb going around on Twitter, and I don't know how true it is, so I'm gonna say allegedly. But when Annie was explaining when she met Innocence, it seems that a lot of people are like, when Innocence and Annie met, supposedly Annie was 16 and Innocence was 26, and they didn't start, like, I guess, allegedly, she was allegedly 16 and he was allegedly 26, and they didn't start, like, getting together until, I guess, she was of age. But while they've been, I guess, together, he has had 4 other children out there, like on her. So altogether, Innocence has 7 children, but with Annie, he has 2. We also find out that she's from Nigeria, and their youngest daughter, I cannot remember her name, so forgive me, but she has this disease, I think, called Blanton's, or I think that's what she was trying to explain. It sounded like she had rickets to me, where she was saying like it was a struggle for her daughter to learn how to walk, and like her bones weren't strong enough, and she was always in pain. So I was like, oh, okay, but I guess the young lady, like the little girl's better now. But yeah, she's 37. So Annie's 37. She's Nigerian. She's married to the artist Tubaba, aka Tubaba is his stage name. His real name is Innocence. She's an actress, an entertainer, and a model. 2 kids. I looked up Innocence's and his music. He was hot probably around the early like 2010s, 2000s. Like, I don't know how long he's been in the music game, but a lot of the music and the style of the music videos gave very much like 2009, 2011, 2015. Not even 2015, like 2015, like you know that era, I don't know how to describe, but he's still like well known. Next we have Naked, or DJ Naked, aka Quentin. He's a single father. He's got recently divorced in like 2017 or 18. He's dating the white girl Kaylee. She's 28. Naked's 41. Kaylee is a football player, which means it's soccer where we at. But she's a social media influencer and she's really into like fitness. And like I said, Naked is a DJ. Then you have Nadia, who's like an up and coming rapper. She is 31. She's South African and Zimbabwean. I think that's how you say it. Her music's cute. She was dating Vince Menson. I don't know that boy. I know what he looked like. I don't feel like I've never heard a song of his, but he's a rapper over here. I know he was hot when like Little Pump and them was hot. I remember that's when he was hot with them. Not saying his music sound like that, but I don't remember him. But she was dating him throughout the series. But when I was like trying to get pictures to like post up for y'all could see the people, they had broken up in August. Next is Swanky. That's not his real name, but we called him Swanky throughout the whole entire thing. But he's 31. Did I say Nadia is 31 as well? Swanky is 31. He is like a celebrity stylist and fashion designer. He's also from Nigeria, and he is Annie's like BFF. Like they ace boom coons. They ride or die with each other. They gonna fight for one another. Then you have Adel. I think it's Andil. I think it's Andil. Sorry if I messed up the man name. He's an entrepreneur. He kind of gives me like Ryan Seacrest energy, where he's like doing a lot of hosting gigs and he could be on like a talk show. He's 39. So then to round the crew off, you got Diamond, who is like a Tanzanian like artist. He's I guess his music, like I looked it up, is like the genre is bongo flavor. I don't know what that means, but he gives me very much like Bryson Tiller mixed with some Flow Rider energy, if you can understand that. Because I looked up his music. He hot now. He hot. Like, his music goes. Like, people, they like him. He has over 13 million followers currently. Most of his music videos have over, like, 2 million views. I listened to about, like, 2 or 3, and, like, I ain't understand it, but the beat was hot. So and he could dance. So it was nice. So I was like, okay. So he's like really about his work. He a whore. He let you know he a whore. He was married to Zari. She's another cast member, and we'll talk about her. But they got a divorce. He has 2 kids with her, but overall he has 6 kids. One of them, which he can't get in contact with. So he had a one-night stand with some lady. Had a one-night stand with some lady. They had a baby. He didn't know she had a baby. His mom found out, got in contact, but the lady doesn't really want him around their kid because the lady is married, and I guess she has convinced her husband that that's her baby. I said, what the going on in your home? And then our last lady, and then I say Diamond's 32. And then the last person is Zuri, the boss lady. She is 39. She's a Tanzanian entrepreneur. Like I said, she's Diamond's ex-wife. She has 5 kids altogether. 2 of her kids are Diamond's. So that's the whole crew. So, like, people were upset because they were calling them young. And everybody's like, these are not young ages. I would say Swanky, Nadia, and Diamond and Kaylee are, because Kaylee's 28. She's the youngest on the cast. The oldest is her boyfriend, Naked, because he's 41. But Diamond's 32. Nadia and Swanky are 31. I really feel like old would be like, well, I won't say. I feel like people classify like old like 50s now. Like, a lot of people feel like 30s and 40s is still young, which in most regards it kind of is. But people were like, I don't see nan young person on here. But I guess. So, you know what? The way I'm going to do this is I'm going to talk about maybe episode by episode or the important plot points that ran through the whole entire. You know what? I'm going to do it that way. We're going to talk about all the important plot points throughout the season. So like I said, I'm only talking about the plot points. I think there were only like 5 significant plot points throughout these whole 7 episodes. So the first one that like I got tired of by episode 3 was DJ Naked or Quentin and Kylie. So Kaylee. Basically, it's the age gap for them, and it's also the way in which they show affection to one another. So Naked isn't a very affectionate person, and Kylie wants affection. But Kylie also can be overbearing, and Naked doesn't like that, so he is very combative and always wants to push back. He just doesn't like being told what to do. So throughout this whole entire season, they were having issues. We had Akani being upset with Quincy because or Naked because he didn't tell her about Kaylee. When when Quincy and Akani had their argument, that was funny because it was very much like sibling-esque. Like they were arguing, like Quincy, like Naked was like, "How you gonna tell me about my relationship and you always in different Lambos, heifer?" And then Akani was like, "I'm not in always different Lambos, and like you didn't tell me about your relationship. Why did I find about it in social media?" And Naked is like, "Well, you introduced your boyfriend to us like a gender reveal at a ball." Like, what are we talking about? I didn't know that boy. And then I think the part that took me out is when like Akani was like, "I'm going to marry him," and Naked says, "No, you not. Slow your roll." He was really like, "No." No. And then she got upset, and it was very much like an older brother scolding his little sister because she was over it. She was like, "Your opinion matters to me," and he was like, "I know, so you're not gonna marry that man." But that whole scene was funny. Like I rewatched that like maybe 2 times, like 2 or 3 times, because he was like, when she was like, "I'm going to marry him," and he looked at her, he got his drink, and he was like, "No, you not." And I said, "Why you do her like that?" But basically, they had a moment. They what's it called? Naked and Kaylee had a moment because Kaylee didn't like the fact that Naked was hanging out with Diamond. And we know Diamond has already let us know he a certified hoe. And Kaylee was just like, birds of a feather flock together, and I don't like that. So she was upset with him, especially after what happened with Diamond's birthday party, where he invited Zuri and nobody knew Zuri was coming. Nobody knew Zuri was coming. And everyone kind of felt some type of way because they were like, "You've been trying to get with Nadia. Why would you invite your ex-wife, who you somewhat are still in love with?" So it just kind of made everybody, so it rubbed Kaylee the wrong way. Then there was also a situation where it was an event that Naked was having, and he invited an artist, I guess, that he used to have dealings with or a past with. And he disinvited Kaylee. Like, he was like, "You shouldn't come, like, if it's going to be an issue." And she felt some type of way because she was like, "Well, I'm your girlfriend." And I guess in Naked's mind, it's like, "Well, she's an artist. This is an artist event. I'm going to invite her. Like, it's business." So they didn't talk for like almost a week. We finally see them go to like couples therapy, which Akani was like forcing onto them, because at first she said it was going to be a group thing with Akuzi and Akuzi, Akani, Kaylee, and Naked. But Akuzi didn't like the way that didn't like the fact that Akani came home crying after her little spat that she had with Naked, so he didn't show up. Low key, I just feel like that boy didn't want to go, and Akani didn't have no other like way to like to sugarcoat it. She just knew he didn't want to come. So I think their actual couples therapy, the therapist is good at her job because she was non-biased and she basically gave validation to each of their like gripes with one another. You got Kaylee saying she wants more affection and she like that he's the least romantic guy she's been with. You got Naked saying like she's a dictator. She always telling me what to do. They had this scenario, I guess, before where they got into an argument where he wanted her to put sugar in his oats. I don't know if he's just out here just eating oats, but I feel like oats is oatmeal. But she didn't do it because she's like a fitness enthusiast. And she was like, "Well, I'm helping you in the long run." And the therapist was like, "Well, he told you how he wanted his oats. Why didn't you just do it that way?" So there needs to be compromise on both sides. We also found out that Naked is just tired of Kayla being around. Like, they've only been together for, I think, almost like a year or maybe 2 years. But she's always at his house. Like, they don't live together. But he was like, I'm a single father. I have businesses. I try to do self-care, but he was just kind of like, I can't give you what I can't give myself. So he kind of was like, well, if she moved, maybe like if she would stay away a little bit longer, maybe I would miss her and want to like, you know, talk with the girl, you know, want to do more romantic things with her. But they did talk because after they got into that argument about him not allowing the artist to be there and her not being there, like, and not wanting Kaylee to be there if she was gonna cause an issue. They didn't talk for almost 7 days, and he was like, the only reason why he talked to her is because he felt like they was gonna break up and he didn't want to break up with her. And the therapist was like, no, you gonna have to talk and face your issues. Not talking makes it worse. So they ended the season kind of together. I think they're still together, but they was cool for what it was. But I was over it by episode 4, like a 3. I was just kind of like, okay, I don't care no more. So the next plot point was Diamond, Annadale, Zuri, and Nadia. Basically like a love triangle. Not triangle, like square. So Diamond and Zuri were married. They got a divorce. What ended up happening was that Diamond got caught cheating. He was messing around with some like famous artist or like actress, and she aired him out. And he had to go on the radio and he publicly apologized for like cheating and embarrassing Zuri. Well, they got a divorce. Like I said, they got 2 kids together. Diamond still loves Zuri, but he feels like he knows he's a whore and he don't deserve her. So he just wants to make sure he keeps co-parenting good because they're great co-parenting. They have a great co-parenting relationship, but he always wants to like respect Zuri and let her know like what it is. Like he got love for her. He was crushing on Nadia in the beginning of the season. He even asked her to come with him car shopping and asked her to pick the car for him. But it was just kind of weird because you could tell he still had feelings for Zuri, and Nadia could tell that too, but Nadia was trying to act like she ain't want. Yeah, Nadia was trying to act like she didn't want Diamond. Like she only wanted like a friendship relationship, but it was giving mixed signals to me because it's like you're saying you don't want Diamond, but then when Zuri comes into the picture, you get mad uncomfortable. Like you're like, no. So it was like, did you not want him or did you want him? Like what was it? Because she got very like perplexed and was like, I don't like that. And I'm just like, well, if you don't want him, Zuri being there shouldn't be the issue. Like, should be no issue. Then you got Annandale trying to creep on Zuri. And I think it's mainly because Zuri is very affluent compared to what Annandale's social standing is in like the entertainment field. But it seems like Annandale done been to therapy and then read a few self-help books. So he not that much of a dog anymore. I guess. I don't know, because his baby mama just had a baby, and I think they said they had broken up like 6 months ago, and now he was trying to get with Zuri the whole season. But the season 7 ended, like the series ended with like Annandale popping up on Zuri after Annie's like vow renewal with Tubaba, aka Innocence, aka Guilty, and Annandale not knowing that Diamond was at the house, and Annandale basically telling Diamond, me and Zuri been talking, and Diamond being like, whoa, bro, that's my family, you're my friend, and then it cuts off. Trash. Screw you, Netflix. So that was that. Like, it seems like Zuri doesn't really want Annandale, but Zuri wants to make Diamond uncomfortable and slightly jealous, because I do think she felt some type of way about Nadia and Annandale having a little situation, that she was okay with creeping with Annandale, because she seemed a little too giddy about that man being at her house if it was really supposed to like be a secret, or no, we just friends type stuff. She like it. She like when the men's is fighting over her. So the next plot point would be let's go with Akaini versus Annie, Annandale, and then we can do the Annie and Zuri thing. So when we were first introduced to y'all know Annie and Swanky on the first episode, we find out that they're moving from Nigeria to they're in South Africa to garner more roles. Swanky is a stylist, and bro had fashions. He had fashions. It wasn't no no Zara best. He really was about his fashions. And then you got Annie, who's like this model and actress and all of this stuff. So I guess she's trying to elevate her career from where it was when she was in Nigeria. So they get invited to Akani's ball. That's where we meet everybody of the whole entire cast except Zuri, who I think popped up on the second or third episode. But Akane shares with us that like her daughter doesn't live with her. She lives beside her with her own apartment. Annandale and Annie didn't agree. They was like, no ma'am, no ma'am. So they had an argument back and forth about that. We then see on the next episode, Annie and Akane have an argument about bad moms. And Akane is like, girl, well, my daughter's right beside me. Your kids is in Nigeria. What's up? And I laughed because it was like they were cool by the end of the argument. They was drinking wine, calling each other like bad mothers because they both were just kind of like, and it was comical because I guess they both were kind of like, I'm not putting my life on hold for my kids anymore. And that's what Annie's whole thing, like, I put my life on hold to take care of my kids. Now they're of age. I can go out here and do what I need to do. And Akane's whole thing is like, girl, I was never going to put my life on hold for my child. She was just going to have to get with it. And I just laughed because I was like, I knew that conversation would never fly on Housewives, any Housewives franchise. Like, Twitter would be a shit show. Like, people would be so angry. It would be so many think pieces about how messed up it is that somebody called someone a bad mother. It would just be fire. It'd be the apocalypse. So I thought that was cool that they were able to have that conversation and they were able to become friends. We then have a situation like later on in the series with Zarya and Akane where Akane... First of all, they were wrong when they took, because at the end of the series, they all went on this blue train, which was a 48-hour train ride. And they ended up doing an African safari. It was cool. But Zarya felt some type of way because Akane, Swanky, and Annie were kind of clicked up and they were being slightly disrespectful to Zara. So she, like, pressed them about it. And... Akane wasn't here for it. Although they were wrong for allowing her to be on camera with her wig pushed back all the way here. And you could see her black hair because the wig was like blue and green. And I was like, yo, man ain't because he could have just, tugged it a little, tugged the wig a little forward. But she collected, I don't care. Everyone was saying that Zara collected Akane. I said, no, Akane collected Zara when Akane was like, sis, why are you acting like a little girl having a temper tantrum? Because we didn't want to, we didn't want to give you your space and time. And I mean, it was disrespectful, but they could have did that for her. They could have all sat on that train and let her have her little moment in her speech. So they had that moment. Then we had Swanky going off. Like Swanky up until now was like calm the whole season. And then just got to yelling. And I said, baby, calm. And Naked is horrible. Because Naked was like, bro, calm down. Do you need us to get you some help? And Swanky's like, I don't need help. And he was like, I'm passionate about what I'm saying. Because Swanky didn't like the fact that Zara and Kaylee and Quentin were calling them out about their behavior. So he was just like, I'm checking y'all here and right now. And it killed me because in his confessional, Swanky was like, I'm a peacemaker. I said, not with all this yelling. Not with all this yelling, you not, sir. You got to chill. So the final, the main one that kicked up the whole smoke of the season, which I would say would be Zari versus Annie. And so we gotta talk about Annie and Zara. And then I'm gonna get out of here. So Annie is like obsessed with her husband, Tubaba, aka Innocence, aka Guilty, aka dog ass, So she is so enamored with him, but I did see online a little blurb, and I don't know how true it is, where they said that Annie and Tubaba got together or were like allegedly talking, like in the talking stages, or when she first met him, she was 16 and he was 26 because he is 10 years older than her, between 9 and 10 years older than her. So it's like a lot of people feel like she was groomed in a sense. And I mean, I don't know how true that is. I really don't know how true that is. So I'm going to say that's alleged. But if it is true, it would make sense because Annie is just so enamored with him. Like to the point where like when he FaceTimed them, like when they were at a party, she was like posting it in everybody's face. Like she was so happy to say that she is married to Tubaba, like the artist and stuff. And like, so at Diamond's party, Tubaba calls and Tubaba's like, oh, let me see Zuri. And I guess he was trying to say hi to everybody, but Annie took a little about it because, you know, her man had cheated on her a few times. They had a few outside babies. So Annie asked him like why he's on FaceTime. She was like, how do you know her? And then she asked, and then he got off. Well, I don't know. No, she asked Zuri, how do you know my husband? And Annie was just like, oh, Zuri was like, oh, I met him at the awards. Because I guess they have their own version of like awards over there, like an award show. So I think she said Channel Zero Awards. And Annie was like, oh, okay, cool, whatever. But Annie kept asking because I guess she wasn't happy with the answer. So there was she just didn't see it for Zuri after that. We then have a moment where Zuri and Annie end up having like a back and forth at a party that Akani threw for Nadia's birthday. And everyone at the table kind of lays their like grievances with Zuri on the table. Nadia tells Zuri, she's like, sis, what you got going on with Diamond, I'm not comfortable with. But like, you ain't got to worry about me because y'all got a lot more going on. Then you got Zuri. Then you got Annie saying, I didn't like the way you had made a comment about my dress. Because the theme was like Arabian Nights. And I guess like in their culture, women are very covered. And Annie had on like a really short dress. She had on like a bodycon dress with a little covering. And Annie said she ain't like that. She ain't like what she said. And that's one thing I'll give Annie. I like the fact that Annie will like say her feelings straight up. Like she's not afraid to be like, I didn't like what you said to me and I didn't like how you made me feel. Even if she's in the wrong, she'll still voice her opinions and I can give somebody credit for that. And Zuri was like, girl, well, I'm sorry I offended you. Well, I'm sorry. Like she kept saying sorry, so they had to dead that situation. But then the topic of like, how does Zuri know Tubaba kept coming up, and Annie was like annoyed with it. And so like, no, Zuri was annoyed with it because she was just like, girl, I know your husband in passing. So I think on episode 5 or 4, Tubaba comes, or Innocence comes, and they have like he surprises Annie. Annie is so excited that she licked this man's forehead. And I said, girl, you don't do that in public. you don't do that in public. But she's just so excited that he's here. Like she wanted to be with him. And like they have this whole romantic night. So then the next day they have like a party. No, I think somebody had a party. And this is when I took an issue with Annie. Annie takes Tubaba to the side and basically says, basically tells Tubaba to get control of his insecure wife. And then she calls Annie over and says it again, like, you're insecure. And I was just like, that was disrespectful. A lot of people kind of like on the internet like to gloss over that because there's a lot of people who are going up for Zuri because they felt like Zuri was being bullied, which she wasn't. The girl kept putting her dick on the table, trying to front on people. And then when people cuss her out, all of a sudden, she offended. Well, if you want to, she did what she did to Annie when she called Annie over to embarrass her in front of her husband. She did that on purpose, and she did it for a reaction. And Zuri just couldn't handle the reaction where Annie cussed her out. And then they was cussing each other out back and forth. But then Swanky decided to like be peacemaker and help them get to like a happy medium. The series ends out with like a vow renewal between Tubaba and what's her name? And Annie. They don't invite Zuri, and that's when like the episode ends. Akani is a mess because she had a dress a dress change at the girl wedding. I said, this ain't your wedding. Why you do all of that? I know this is like all over the place, y'all, and I apologize. Because I feel like it's all over the place, and it probably is all over the place. But really, all I can say is, like, if I had to rate this series, I would give it like a 7, no. Yeah, I'll give it a 7 out of 10. A 7 out of 10. Because it was the right amount of drama. And I like the whole cast. I like that the cast is very upfront. Like, nobody is afraid to check anybody. Nobody is cowering anyone. Everyone says what's on their mind. Everyone says how they feel. And I like that about the cast. I'm wondering if they're going to get a season 2. I would like them to get a season 2 because I feel like it's kind of messed up that they ended it with Annandale showing up after at Zuri's house after Annie's wedding, and then him not knowing Diamond is there, just for Annandale to tell Diamond, yo, because Diamond thought Annandale was there to surprise him. I said, he ain't, he a little slow. And Annandale just says, you know, me and your girl been talking. And Diamond's like, that's my family. And then it cuts off. So I'm just like, I hope they get a season 2. If they get a season 2, I hope they get longer episodes. I feel like Netflix has enough money to be given like 14, no, I'll say 14, like 12 good episodes of a reality series. Like, they could give us 12 solid, or at least 10 solid episodes with a reunion, or 11 solid episodes with a reunion of these reality shows. Like, it was an enjoyable season. And like I said, I started looking at the cast like, I don't know, this seems a little but as I continued watching, I enjoyed it. So yeah, y'all, that is it. That is all. I feel like I have been rambling. I feel like this video is all over the place. But if you understand, let me know in the comments below. Remember to be bravely authentic, and I'm out, y'all. Deuces.